Guru-kun. Pero. I'll stop. Maybe. I promise. Hi guys, welcome. Hi guys, my name is Milan. I'm already butchering up the start of the video. This video is gonna be horrendous. Hi guys, my name is Milan, and welcome to another Tokulook. Where in this video we'll be looking at two episodes again of Gavv. This time it being episodes 9 and 10. You may be saying, does this show have a lot of two-parters? For the most part, yes, but I'd also say that the individual episodes flow nicely into each other. But you can clearly tell that some of the stories are segmented into two episodes. Does that make the show annoying to watch? I wouldn't say so. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just something that I noticed that because I'm behind on episodes and I'm just recording these episodes like back to back. Yeah, there's a lot of like two-parter stories, but it doesn't feel like annoying as like other shows that are two-parters, where you could have just watched the second episode and you've received all the context that you needed. In this one, there are some things that if you didn't watch the episode, you would have missed out on like some specific things. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend skipping like the second episode. Like watching every other episode of Gavv, because every episode is amazing anyway. So anyway, that's besides the point. This video is gonna be probably the worst video to record because my editor is gonna have a field day trying to deal with all the stuff that happens in this episode. It's mainly because of the fact that the internet just makes things suspicious for no reason. But I can't also blame it mainly because of the fact that Hanto is just being stupid in this episode. I have a notepad for anyone wondering for each episode, and literally the only thing that I wrote for the con section is bruh. I'll tell you why. Alright, before we get to that, alright, let's talk about Shoma for a little bit. The episode starts off with Halloween. Shoma learns what Halloween is like, and he essentially gets threatened by the kids at Happy Party to give him for him to give more sweets to the children. And we also get like this scene where Shoma is going around trick-or-treating, and you can clearly tell these adults are like, I don't know about this one, I don't know about that one, Chief, but it's kind of funny. At the end, he has like a full basket of sweets and he's clearly enjoying himself. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Shoma is clearly a fat bastard. But let's talk about Hanto. Basically what happens is he overhears these two little girls talk about monsters, and obviously Hanto doesn't like monsters, guys. So he goes to the kids and he's like, "Hi guys, can you guys tell me more about these monsters?" And obviously the girls just think that it's fucking weird, and one of them just takes out like the alarm on their backpack, and it just makes Hanto look like a nonce. That's the only way to say this. Like, alright, it just makes him look like a nonce, and it doesn't help when Hanto literally chases after one of the girls. Oh, please, man. Like, look, I know you're chasing after the graduates, but you're making a case for yourself, bro. You know, it's R.I.P., bro. Yeah, you ain't making it. And it gets even worse when Shoma, again, like I said, he has a full basket of sweets, and the girl is tired after running from Hanto, and she sees the sweets, and Shoma just like offers the sweets, like, "Oh, do you want some?" She's like, I kind of want some. And then she's like, "Oh, I kind of don't want to." We find out the reason why she doesn't take the sweets is like a whole other reason, that being the fact that she feels like she's gonna gain weight and she wants to focus on her dance lessons. We'll talk about that bit in a second, but it didn't help because it just made Shoma look like a nonce now for no reason. And then it's funny when Hanto runs up and Shoma's like, "You're a nonce?" Like, he goes to show Hunter's like, "Hey, yo, you're sus." Like, he's like, "No, man, I just want to know about these monsters, bro." I mean, by the end, Hunter stops the girl from crossing the road because it was on there was no green light. So he saved the girl's life. So at least that's good. But look, man, the whole situation was just iffy. He should have just not ran after the girl. It is what it is, bro. Hanto, I just don't rate the effort. I can't even rate the effort, but it is what it is. You do you, Hunter. Anyway, we have like this long segment with this girl. I wouldn't say it's like a con, because I feel like with these episodes we kind of focus on like just different people in general. Like in the next two parts, I will focus about a different set of people. So I guess it doesn't matter. I think it's because I didn't connect the most with this. In this instance, I couldn't connect with the character at all. So for context, the girl, she feels like she's behind in her dance classes. She's unable to dance at the same rhythm as everyone else in her class, and she feels like she won't be able to make it as an idol. Now, all that I have to say to this is you should watch the Oshinoko live action that just came out in December. But for those that don't know, the Gavv and Gochard crossover was taken over by the Oshinoko live action movie. But look, guys, realistically, for anyone that cares, realistically, guys, the only reason the movie's not out is because Gavv was that whole production was way ahead of Gochard, so it would kind of make no sense for Gavv to just backtrack and pretend that they're like on episode 12, when realistically by the time that Gochard ended, they must have been like in the 20s already. So I think that's why the movie's not out. Maybe they'll have like a solo movie, a crossover solo movie. That would be kind of cool. But I'm talking about these two episodes, so it doesn't matter. You know, that's just besides the point. I was trying to make a stupid joke. Anyway, so Hanto cheers up this girl and he's like, "Hey man, look, if you think you're behind, it is whatever. You can still do it. So just do your best. You know, you can't just give up now. Like if you like doing what you're doing, then you should just carry on doing it." And again, it was like a nice sentimental moment, but at the end of the day, I just couldn't connect to it. I think it's maybe because of the fact that I don't dance, but I mean, I can pull up some moves. I tried. So yeah, just a fun fact, by the way. So during the entire dance practice, they're playing the build OST for Genius Form, which is kind of funny. I don't know why they decided to play that out of all of the songs. It like, are they hinting at there's gonna be more build content? I mean, I know Evolex debuted in Outsiders like a few weeks ago, but okay. I mean, it's a good song, but anyway, that's besides the point. As a result of Hanto cheering up this girl, she invites him to the park to see her dance. I mean, it's a nice like bond that they have between each other. I think it's just because of the fact that I live in the UK and I just can't imagine talking to a kid like this. Again, I don't want to be at the station. So stupid. This episode is the episode where Shoma unlocks Gurukan form. Now, Gurukan form is revolves around like hard sweets, so like peppermint sticks. Yes, I know in the US they're called candy canes. In the UK we call them peppermint sticks. To be honest, I kind of prefer the word candy cane personally, but that's besides the point. We have like this moment where Shoma is boxing one of the peppermint sticks, which is kind of funny. Again, it just shows how much Shoma is a fat bastard, and this guy clearly loves food a lot because he has wet dreams about it. But I rate the effort. What wasn't cool, however, is the fact that one of Jeep or Shita's familiars just outright stole Shoma's sweets. I found that kind of funny because of the fact that Shoma's whole power system revolves around food. So if he doesn't eat, he's not going to have the energy to fight, right? So there's a scene where one of the familiars just literally rides a bike and just outright steals the basket. It's kind of done on purpose to basically lure Shoma into this warehouse where Shita and Jeep have this secret plan to finally defeat Shoma. And this is as a response to Shita and Jeep not wanting to be fired. And like I said last time, Lango doesn't like the fact that Shita and Jeep are behind on their scheduling, so he's trying to fire them. And they're like, "Hey, we got this, alright? We're gonna melt this guy's ass." I mean, they had the upper hand for a little bit, and then Shoma use the power of Gurukan. Now, Gurukan is a pretty cool form, I will say. The only thing that, I mean, visually wise, that I find, like, it's not, like, unappealing, it's just the fact that he has, like, the lollipop face, and it makes the face flat. I mean, popping gummy, that face is kind of flat as well, too, but it kind of, you kind of don't think about it as much, whereas in Gurukan, it is just flat. But it doesn't take away the fact that the form is just outright pretty cool. The buggy literally turns into a Gatling gun, and you can see that the Gochizo literally like help out with the distribution of the ammo that comes out of the Gatling gun. There's even a scene where the Gochizo outright blow on the Gatling guns to like cool it down. Just a lot of cool things about like the fighting system and just how the forms work. Again, it's just neat, and it's just like a nice touch. It feels just nice and genuine. Like, it feels like the show actually understands what it's supposed to do. So yeah, I wrote like as like a note, unpaid workers doing more work, you know. But yeah, that's basically. I mean, the Shoma defeats Shita and Jeep, and they're clearly gonna have a mental breakdown because they don't know what to do nowadays. And that's basically where we leave episode 9. Obviously, there's more things that happen, which is where I will now lead on to episode 10. Because to be honest, episode 10 doesn't have a lot going on overall, but it also allows me to talk about the actual monster of the week and how we got to the place that we are. So, at the end of episode 9, the girl that was supposed to dance for Hanto gets kidnapped. TLDR, she gets taken by the monster of the week. Now, how did we get to this point? Well, we need to backtrack a little bit because while Hanto was running after the girl, he knocked over this guy at this bakery. Now, Hanto checks this bakery because he has some suspicions about the sweets that are being given out, and he finds out by the end of the episode that the building is gone. Alright, and basically in episode 10, we're trying to chase after this building and find out why it keeps moving, and you know how it got to the place that it did. Because it just moves inconspicuously, and then all the residents just think like, oh yeah, that's normal. You know, I don't know about you, but if I was just a guy living in Tokyo, I'd be like, what the fuck? How did this building just move out of nowhere? Alright? Shita and Jeep are, again, having a mental breakdown in this episode because they just don't know what to do. Alright? They feel like they're gonna get fired. And then, you know, they're just scheming some other stuff, but it doesn't evolve to anything in this episode because the main focus on the episode is Hanto and Shoma finding out where the monster of the week is. Alright? So, it's kind of funny because Hanto goes to Happy Pare and he asks for their help to find out where the building is. And obviously, Sachika, the professional ChatGPT, she finds out where the building is currently. This leads on to Shoma saying that he wants to help Hanto out. And Hanto's like, but why? And Shoma's like, hey man, an extra pair of eyes is always convenient, no? Also, as an unrelated side note, at the start of episode 10, Happy Pare is doing more side work. They're working at this construction site. The only reason we focus on this scene is because of the fact that the guy that they're helping, he has like this thing that he wants to talk about where like the building moved out of nowhere or something like that. It doesn't matter. The reason I'm talking about this scene is because Shoma is just that guy, man. He's carrying so much cement bags. He's carrying like 4 of them, while Sachika is struggling to like even carry like a what are they called? Editor help me. You know the things where they like carry for construction thing. And yeah, Shoma is just that guy, man. Like, guys, please, someone needs to ring up that guy because he's a housewife. He's a house husband. He's a 9-to-5 worker. You know, this guy he does a lot of stuff, man. He's out there. He doesn't even need Tinder for this, man. someone needs to raise up Shoma. That's all I'm saying, alright? And all you need to do is give him food. I also find it funny how in this entire episode, because again, they're trying to find out where the building is. They're like, oh no, we missed a building that disappeared out of nowhere. I don't know, I just find that scene really funny. And also the fact that it leaves like a really obvious trail behind. And again, the local residents just act as if nothing happened. They're like, oh yeah, it moved. Oh well. But you can't just move a building like left, right and center in like a matter of an hour. That's just like, if you had technology like this, life would be insane, to be honest. I'm like, what would you use this technology for? Like, if you could move buildings in an instant like that. I'm trying to think what the utility for this would be, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because what they find out is that there is a kindergarten in the middle of fucking nowhere, as if that couldn't be suspicious enough. And they finally find the monster of the week, which is the guy that was selling the bakery items in the last episode. Now, Shoma and Hanto, Hanto's like, hey, I got this. And Shoma's like, okay, I'll get to cover or something like that. They have some plan, alright? And Shoma had one fucking job, bro. Shoma had one job, and he knocks over some like table thing, revealing himself. Well, Hanto just takes the mantle instead, but he had one job, man. Shoma, like, come on, bro. I believed in you, man. But Hanto basically starts fighting off the monster of the week. Shoma transforms and joins him later, and this leads on to the fight of the century, where the monster of the week turns into its true form, which is, what am I looking at? I mean, I know what I am looking at, but what am I looking at? I'm sorry, but I know the production started a bit early, but like Toei, that CG, it's just it's not to that standard that I would like. Now I'm nitpicking, but I mean, on a serious note, it looks a bit ugly. Okay, just have to be honest. But that doesn't prevent Shoma from doing a madness. He unlocks, he taps into Gurukan again, and he also uses Bakugan. Sorry, I mean Bakukan. Any Bakugan fans, just let me know. He unlocks like these shoulder cannon launchers, which is cool. I'm just thinking of Bakugan, to be honest. I don't know why. What's going on with me today? Some iconic lines from this episode also include, "Oh no, the kids." This happens when the compressed kids just fall out of the monster of the week. Also, I find it funny when Hanto, he shoots out his finisher, just leaving trails of chocolate on the floor, and the monster of the week literally says, "You little chocolate stain." It's kind of funny, because really, if this wasn't a kid show, you would say, "You little shit stain." So just trying to help out the monster of the week a little bit. But yeah, they defeat the monster. Shoma just uses a madness. He just blasts out everything from Gurukan. It was pretty cool. Right? He basically destroys the shell, because the shell was like really hard to destroy. And yeah, they defeat the monster. They rescue all the children that have been kidnapped, and everyone is happy. One funny thing that also happens at the end of the episode is Hanto is running out of Choconon Gochizos. So he, to be honest, guys, he literally asked for a Siggy. All right, he's like, "Hey, bro, the guy that I usually ask for, I feel kind of bad for asking him, so could you give me a Siggy?" He's asking for Gochizo, and Shoma's like, so he can't make familiars just like me before, okay. And he just gives him like 5 Choconon Gochizo, and they're like, "Guys, please be helpful, please. And again, just that interaction is just, I just think they should just smooch on this point. They shouldn't kiss, they should smooch. Alright, like, the dynamic is just insane, man. Like, we're on episode 10, and I just feel like they should get married. They're like the perfect couple. That's just me. That's just me. And also, it doesn't help that at the end of the episode, Sugar is just being a sussy boy. This guy is a little bit of a lurker. He has surveillance cameras on the fight. Alright, and he's like, I'm liking where this is going, but I feel like we need to do some improvements. Sugar, you silly little boy, you sussy boy, what are you scheming? What are you scheming? I need to know. We'll find out in the future, but I can't let you know. Alright, because you need to watch the next video. But anyway, I like these 2 episodes. I feel like I prefer the ones before only because of, again, Sachika, and like the fact that it was more like character focused, whereas this was like a scenario. It was a cool scenario, don't get me wrong. And we also got like a debut for like a really cool form, like Kudokan. But like, overall, I just prefer the previous 2-parter. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, you should watch the episode yourself and come to your own conclusions. So, let me know what you thought of this 2-parter, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.